Welcome everybody, I'm the Sorrow, back with power rankings for Sunyshore Battle Federation Season 11. So I have actually randomized the order in which I recorded those, so this is the second one, so my voice should still be in a reasonable state. Yeah, the divisions that drew the shorter stick. If my voice is a bit hoarse, then sorry, but bear with me. Again, as I said in the other videos as well, this ranking is just my opinion on the teams. If you're last, I'm sorry, but this is just the way I feel about it in the grand scheme of things. Of course, you always feel free to disagree and let me know in the comments or on the Discord server as well. Yeah, I'll just give my opinion on on which team I think is best. And yeah, again, please like the video, subscribe, of course, because I would really appreciate it, and it helps me doing this as well. All right, we're here in the Gastrodon East Division, which is NatDex. We've split every division in two, with 16 players apiece. So yeah, also many players playing in multiple divisions. So you might see some names coming up again and again, just as a little heads up. So Gastrodon East, NatDex, starting us off at rank 16. That should be a 1, not a 0. I'm sorry, are the Witch Chompers, coached by Rivulet Mara, with their team consisting of Gliscor, Scizor, Thorokisui, Dalmais, Hatterim, Rotomheat, Mobile, Melodic, Celezzle, Sableye, Puke, and Pukumuko. Yeah, so right off the bat, like, great Terra captains in Zoro Kizuri and Dalmais, I think, are really cool. Mobile is pretty okay as well, in my opinion. Yeah, however, just this team overall, for my liking, it's a bit on the slower side. Speed gaps aren't as bad in my opinion, but yeah, still, it's really, the team is bulky. It has it has options for sure, but it's really rock, and really the ghost is pretty spammable into you. Your only immunity is your Zoroark, which doesn't want to take much other hits. Dark's also pretty good into you because your only resist really is your Mawile. So if like a Chi-Yu comes against you, I think your Mawile still just gets 2-shot by just Dark Pulse. Also, the potential of coming in on a fire move from that is not great either. So yeah, elsewise, I think the team's pretty good. Gliscor is always great to have. Magic Bounce is a good way of hazard control, as is Rapid Spin Dalmais, of course. T-Spikes from Lazzle, Rocks from the likes of Mawile and Gliscor, also Spikes from Gliscor. Like, hazard-wise, you're set. So, yeah, but overall, this team just feels a bit off to me. I can't really explain it, but it for sure wouldn't be a team I would like to pilot. Really intrigued to see where you'll take this, of course. But yeah, just, it's not quite for me, if I'm be honest. Yeah, coming up next, number 15, we got a Bronx Bombers coached by McGriddle. Again, a team, you have like your Megazam, which is always a threat. Then you have your Roaring Moon, Petulant, Magmora, Hitmontop, Clefable, Torterra, Swallow, Tinglu, Wishy-Washy, and your Steelix. Terra Captains, Petulant is, I think, a really, really good Terra Captain, actually. Torterra and Swallow, so choice of Terra Captains I cannot fault you for. However, this team really crumples to Earthquake spam. Like, your one switch in is Torterra, and if that terrestrializes into anything else than ground, you have... actually, if it terrestrializes into anything, you don't have any Earthquake resistances anymore, unless your Petulant goes Terra Fly. Which could happen, of course. Petulant's still really tanky, like 160 defense is no joke. So you might tank some hits, of course. Tinglu is also really fat, so you might still be fine, of course. But so the Earthquake looks really spammable into this team. Got a water weakness, got an ice weakness, and a bit of a flying weakness going on there as well. So yeah, these are just the things that kind of put this team off for me. You have your Clefable not caring about hazards. Hitmontop can spin, of course. But still, like, this just keeps the team back for me a little bit. I don't think it's bad by any means. Actually, I think none of these teams are bad. Yeah, it's just not for me, if I may say so, right? Still really intrigued to see how far you can take this. So yeah, going on. Next up, number 14, Indianapolis Colossal, coached by Shiv Kebab. Mega Mawile, Slowbro, Clodsire, Torkoal, Votian, Tyrantrum, Double, Galvantula, Dusclops, Buzzwole, and an Articuno. So right off the bat, Terra Captain, Tyrantrum, Kuno, and Votian I think are good choices overall. I love Buzzwole as a pick. I just love this Pokemon, it's really good. Again, the team is really, really slow, which drags it down quite a bit, but you have Sticky Web from your Galvantula to remedy that, of course. You have some... Actually, you have a pretty good Trick Room option in this with your Slowbro and Dusclops, and then bring in your Torkoal to just erupt in the sun. Other than that, I don't quite get the Torkoal pick, though. If you have that for Rapid Spin only, you might want to look at something else if something's available. Because a Torkoal without Sun Abusers is pretty mid. You're weak to Earthquake, you're rather weak to Earthquake. Your resistances and the things that come in an Earthquakes most of the time don't really appreciate being Stone Edged into, if I may say so. So that's might be an issue for you as well. And yeah, so hazard-wise, this team looks fine. Just will be annoying to deal with. You have quite some good bulk on there. However, again, I don't know if the Torkoal really does much for you in this build. So yeah, if you want something for Rapid Spin, get something else. If this thing is for your Trick Room core to erupt, then I could see that. But you probably didn't want Specs, which then when hazards are up are a problem. So your Articuno might have to defog. Yeah, just doesn't float my boat. But actually intrigued to see how far you'll take this. Coming up at number 13, Corpus Christi Caracostus, coached by Fear the Moo, with Cinderace, Walking Wake, Klefki, Serperior, Sandaconda, Moltres, Ursaring, Darm, Mega Pinsir, Poliwrath, and an Arbok. Terra Captain, Serperior, Zandaconda, and Poliwrath are good choices, especially Serperior with the Terra Stella, I really like a lot. Also, just Terra Gross, Leaf Storm with Contrary will hit like a truck. Terra Fire, also good to blow past steel types that might wall you otherwise. Yeah, again, no really top speed mon, 119 is good, but not elite. Also, with this team you have going on there, you might really want to keep Stealth Rock off the field, which I think your team isn't too good at. However, Walking Wake and Darm and Ace behind screens, going ham on your team, especially for a sunny day Klefki that could set up the sun. Also, Source Sensing Mega Pinsir behind these screens sounds really, really terrifying to me. My biggest critique point, honestly, to this team, again, it's speed-wise it's okay. Yeah, but you might be a bit too reliant on those screens set by the Klefki. The physical breaking potential of this team is insane. Your only a real special breaker, you have Walking Wake as an only option. Moltres is more of a setup Pokemon in my opinion. And if you can't get, but behind screens again, if you can get that, really scary. So Brick Break or Defog are kind of must brings against you, gotta say that. But yeah, again, not a bad team at all, but I just think others are a bit better overall. Coming up next is a Revenge of Diaboromon, coached by Argonaut or Transcendent Sword, as they call themselves these days, with Mega Lopunny, Toxapex, Kyurem, Florges, Runerigus, Magnezone, Vikavolt, Grimmsnarl, Sneasel, Drapion, and a Ditto. So right off the bat, this team again has some glaring speed gaps, which I don't like as much. It's weak against fairies if your Toxapex or Zone get chipped. It's weak against steel types, again if Zone or Vika or Pax get too low. So yeah, it's that's not as great. You're really fire weak outside of your Toxapex. You have no resistance. So once Toxapex goes down, a strong fire type just goes to town on you. Yeah, other than that, this fighting weakness I don't think is as bad, honestly, with between Pax, Runerigus, and Vikavolt. I think that's fine. Also, Ditto isn't really a fighting weakness, so you have to account for that as well. Yeah, other than that, again, speed gaps hurt this team quite a bit. Hazards are okay. You have, I think, rocks from Runerigus. I think T-Spikes as well. T-Spikes on Drape, T-Spikes on Toxapex. So you're pretty reliant on T-Spikes. You have webs from Vikavolt, of course, to remedy that lower speed of yours somewhat. But yeah, overall, not a bad team again, but just I like the 11 that followed just a bit more. Speaking of the next one is the Jacksonville Jirachi, coached by Dwi, or Dwi, I'm sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce that. With Tapu Fini, Golden Go, Dragonite, Mamoswine, Togekiss, Machamp, Rotom, Delphox, Mega Manectric, Dougie, Alola, and an Absol. Terra Captains, Togekiss, Machamp, and Absol are pretty cool choices, especially Togekiss and Machamp. I can see Machamp do quite a bit of work. Like, if you just terrestrialize out of you like Fairy and Flying weaknesses, Goat Steel type, like not, and with its natural bulk that Machamp has, I think it actually may take one or the other hit. So yeah, pretty cool choice. Togekiss as well. Fini, always a great Pokemon. Golden Go, you can't status that thing. It's so fucking annoying. Dragonite, the premier setup threat. Like speed-wise, I think this gap here is not great, but actually manageable. 104 to 86 might hurt you a bit more, but don't know how many Pokemon actually slot into that category that can run boosting natures on you then. So I don't think it's as terrible. A bit on the Earthquake weak side again, but 3 immunities. Only one of which could come in Astonishes, and that being the Rotom, which doesn't resist it again. So yeah, Edgequake goes a bit into you, so you might be forced into some predictions there. Yeah, but overall, like, if this team can generate some setup, you might just be toast, honestly. Yeah, hazard-wise, you've got your rocks, and I think that's all you got, really. Removal-wise, you have Fini to defog, Rotom to defog, so that's fine in my opinion. Dragonite, I think, can defog as well, but probably doesn't want to. But yeah, overall, solid team. Just, again, I think I found some better ones out here. Coming up next are the London Leafeons, coached by Penelope, with King Gambit, Great Tusk, Garchomp, Mega Dunsparce, Hydrapple, Iron Crown, Comfey, Moltres, Bellbot, Slacking, and a Whiscash. Again, this team is also really, really slow. However, with the way this team works, I think you can be fine even into faster teams, because like you have pretty good bulk overall. Like your physical, like the bulk of this team is phenomenal. You will take a lot of hits, but then again, you have threats like the Comfey. If that thing can set up, this absolutely garbage Pokemon, if that thing sets up when you order King Gambit, you might just get swept late game if you get your Pokemon get too much chip in. You have your rocks on your Great Tusk. You can run Mega Garchomp with Stealth Rock and Spikes as well. You have your removal in Great Tusk who can spin. Comfey can defog. Moltres can defog. So you're good on that. Again, main critique point, a bit slow, a bit punchable. But yeah, that's all I really have to criticize. Comfey and Moltres as Terra Captains are really good. I don't know how often Slacking will appear actually, but intrigued to see, not gonna lie. Coming up next at number 9, Seattle Screamtail, coached by SFJ. Yeah, also not much. Like, again, 130 to 106 is a bit meh of a speed gap to have. The rest looks fine to me. Like, going down in 10s and 65 and below isn't as terrible anymore. Mute, Treads, Annihilate, Venusaur, Mega, Volcanion, Tapu Koko, Regidrago, Komala, Masquerain, Wobbuffet, and Feeble, with Terra Captains being Volcanion, Drago, and Feeble, so that is really, really solid in my opinion. Yeah, Koko plus Treads is really cool. In my opinion, you can do even some unburdened stuff with like Feeble. Volcanion always just runs around Steam Eruptions you. Mega Venusaur is just fat and refuses to die. Mew can do it all, of course. And even like Webs from Masquerain are not to be discounted here. Komala is a cool lower T spinner in my opinion. And yeah, overall, I really, really like this team. You have your Hazard game in your Mew and your Masquerain, so you actually don't need much shells in my opinion. Treads can also rock. Yeah, Koko can defog if need be. Treads can spin. Komala can spin. So you're pretty set there as well. You have an ice weakness going on there, but Volcanion comes in on ice moves rather well, I would say. Yeah, Edgequake could be a bit of a problem for you, because like your Pokemon that resist Stone Edge don't appreciate Earthquakes as much. But again, Annihilate, take an Earthquake, get your Rage Fist powered up, and then just start punching people in the face. So yeah, overall, again, solid team, really like it, and we're moving on. At number 8, we got the New York Alolas, coached by Blooper, with Sneasler, Mega Charizard, Raging Bolt, Broodbonnet, Tentacruel, Dashban, Bronzong, Cleaver, Palossand, Glaceon, and Staraptor. So right off the bat, the one thing for me that's missing in this team is something for Sneasler to activate on Burden outside of like a White Herb. However, Megazard with Raging Bolt and Brute Bonnet sounds so cool. Tentacruel as your rapid spinner probably will have to show up a lot. It will, because like Zard takes too much, like takes 50% on rocks if it comes in on them. So you really want to avoid that. But again, Bolt and Bonnet in the Sun sound terrifying to me. Staraptor is a cool pivot. Also Terra Captain as his Tentacruel as his Palossand. Palossand nice lower tier wall as well. Cleaver and Zong are good Pokemon to bring your own rocks to the field. Dashman is a nice little fire immunity for opponents trying to use your Sun against you. And yeah, Sneasel is just a really speedy Pokemon. Again, biggest critique point, 120 and then 3 100s. But down from there, it looks pretty alright to me, actually. So yeah, overall, really solid team with a really dangerous Sun Core in there. Looking forward to see what it does. At number 7, we got the Poogie Oogies, coached by Poganison. I always hope I pronounced that right. Coming up with Chenpao, Diancie, Corviknight, Skellige, Persian, Dragalge, Abomasnow, Golade, Blastoise, Sandyshox, and Butterfree. Diancie, Corv, and Dragalge are a really solid Fairy Dragon Steel Core in my opinion. Firewater Grass with Dirge, Blastoise, and I'm a bit iffy on the Abomasnow if I'm gonna be honest. But still, like this team has a lot of pivot options just to get their threats in. Like U-turn, U-turn, flip turn, Volt Switch, and I think this can U-turn as well if it comes. Captain, Skeletor, Sandyshox, Persian, good choices overall in my opinion. A bit on the Edgequake weak side, which is big critique point. Hazard-wise, you're set with your rocks, with your T-spikes. So that looks good. Also spikes from the Shocks. Galade's cool. As a nice, probably like Scarfer or AV user for you. Yeah. Corviknight, Chenpao, Diancie, I don't think I have to explain those three as much. And yeah, overall, really solid team. Like it. Intrigued to see what it will do in the season. Coming up, number 6, the New England River Rooms, coached by Alec, with Galarian Slowking, Bundle, Salamence, Regieleki, Skarmory, Sandslash, Alola, Ursaluna, Serena, Houndoom, Mega, Smeagol, and a Vulpix. Like the Vulpix and the Houndoom forming a cheeky little backdoor Sun Core is really cool. Terra Captain, Salamence, Regieleki, and the Sandslash, I think this might be the single 3 best Terra Captains in the league. So Eleki is banned from Terra Blasting, of course, so that's to keep in mind. But still, this thing being able to Terra is annoying. We'll say as much. Alolan Sandslash, so Terra Captain, for its price, is really good, and Mance might be the best Terra Captain out there, honestly. With Intimidate or Moxie, just run Dragon Dance, set up, and sweep. Yeah, Slowking Galar is also really cool to get like a Snow for your Sandslash even, so Slush Rush is a thing here with like Chilly Reception into this. Bundle, if it hits his Hydro Pumps, is always devastating. Eleki, once your ground type dies, this thing will go to town on you. Skarmory, really cool hazard setter. Again, Sandslash and Serena can also spin. Ursaluna could actually run some Trick Room stuff with like Ursaluna Slowking, so this is never to be ruled out. And then you have the Smeargle, which can do gods know what. So yeah, Alec, great team overall. But again, I still liked 5 a bit more. And one of those are the Fiery Dancers, coached by Noya. So at first glance, this team doesn't look as terrible, but or as terrifying, I should say. Like Urshifu, Melmetal, Alomomole, and Zeraora are a formidable top 4 Pokemon to have, in my opinion. You got elite speed in the Zeraora. You got one of the best Wish Passers in current OU and Alomomole. You have Melmetal, which hits hard, and you have your stupid Urshifu. Can Swords Dance, of course, but still strong. Swallow is really fast and can run either Guts with like a Flame Orb or just Scrappy. Gligar is a cool lower tier wall, and NatDex still has Roost. Swallow, Mismagius, and Golem being Terra Captains is also cool. Like also the last round Gardevoir Mega Pick's good. Eldegoss, cool little lower tier Rapid Spinner. Turtonator, nice Fire and Dragon type for a cheap price. And of course the GOAT, I salute you, Golem. I hope I will see you blow up at least once during this season. Not gonna lie. Yeah, but again, really good team overall. So really looking forward to what they will accomplish here. Yeah, again, this team might not look as strong, but in my opinion, it looks really cool. And I yeah, can't wait to see where it goes. Coming up next, Phoenix Zoroarks, coached by Avery0929. Yeah, this is a rain team. It's a rain team with a Draco Wish. Terrifying stuff. Also Zoroark mascot pick. Ribombee for webs, should you want to forego rain for some reason. Terracaps with Aboliva, Ribombee, and Mimikyu. Great choices as well. Yeah. The one thing might be if you can't sustain your rain, you might be in a bit of trouble, because then your team is also rather slow. So that's what makes it not top tier for me this season. But still, overall, this team looks terrifying. Switching into this will not be fun. And I'm really intrigued to see how far Avery goes with it. Coming up at number 3, Philadelphia Psybeam, coached by Eli. With Polt, Celesteela, Samurai T3, Volcarona, Mega Altaria, Fundy T, Rapiria, Muk, Corsola, Galar, Beware, and Substriker. Terracaps and Fundy, Rapiria, and Corsola G are really, really good choices in my opinion. A bit Earthquake's pretty spammable into this team. You have 2 immunities, of course, but one of those doesn't want to come in on a Stone Edge, the other is Celesteela, so you're probably still fine there, so I don't think it's as bad. Fairy Weakness, again, you have a Celesteela, so it's also isn't bad. Polt is still one of the best ones in draft. The speed gap from Mo to Substriker and then to Fundy. Like this speed gap is also something I am not too sure about how bad it is, because Substriker won't come as often, I fear. So basically anything from like 116 upward will probably run like a speed boost and attack boosting nature on you. So that's something to keep in mind. However, Volcarona, Celesteela, even Rhyperior and Polt, and even funny, like your setup is insane. You also hit quite hard initially, so got your hazards on point. Like running Defog on Mega Ult might be something you will have to do a bit, because like I don't think you have a spinner. So, and that's also what puts this team a little bit down for me, but still overall great team. Really looking forward to see what it does. Coming in at number 2, again Plasma Fists, coached by Arch Ovum. With Iron Valiant, Garchomp, Mega Scizor, Sinistcha, Electro Sigilif, Iron Moth, Sharpedo, Chinchino, Berserker, and regular Samurott. Fairy Dragon Steel Core, phenomenal. Firewater Grass, also not bad. Actually, 2 waters, both not the bulkiest of waters, but regardless, still decent core in my opinion. Speed boosting Sharpedo is no joke. Tidy Up Chinchino is no joke. Tinted Lens, Terra Captain Sigilif is no joke. Electros as a Terra Captain, decent. Sinistcha as a Terra Captain, terrifying. Speed looks, while a bit on the slower side, still overall the curve is nice, except for this gap here, but still don't think it is as bad here. Like Valiant with like a speed booster, yeah, your Scarf, maybe even sometimes a Scarf Garchomp or something in there. Priority from your stuff. You're all around. You're really fat. Speed booster Moth also an option, of course. Chinchino with Tidy Ups, also Fret. Also good removal, of course, for the team. So Scizor doesn't have to run Defog as often. So yeah, overall specs. You have your spikes, your Stealth Rock. Don't think you have T-spikes, but or actually does Iron Moth get Toxic Spikes? Kind of feel it should, right? I kind of feel it should get T-Spikes, which it actually does, so you actually even have your T-Spikes. So yeah, what can I say? Another great team drafted by Mr. Arch Ovum. Good, moving on. Sacramento Kingdras, coached by DJ. Are our number 1 slot with Lele, Kartana, Terra Captain Hoopa, Vaporeon, Terra Captain Como, Muk-Alola, Talonflame, Dawnfun, Rotom-Frost, Terra Captain Ambipom, and then a Salgor. So this speed curve to me looks really well put together. This one I think is still fine between Lele and Cart. Also Lele, Cart, and Como, Fairy Dragon Steel Court off the chart. Yeah, Firewater Grass. Actually, where's your grass type? Oh, Kartana is also grass type. Vaporeon is bulky water. Talonflame is the fire type. I think that goes together really, really well. So this looks very well balanced. And although the doc suggests a bit of a weakness to rock moves, you have Como, you have Cart, you have your Dawnfan. So Dawnfan to spin, TFT spikes, you have spikes, you have rocks, you have everything you need set up. I think this team is even more terrifying than the Terra Iron Hands one, because that was terrifying for Terra Iron Hands. And that alone The rest wasn't a slouch either, but like the Terra hands did so much last season, so we Terra banned this. Yeah, now DJ came up with this. Yeah, for me, by far the best put together team in this draft. Really looking forward to see DJ go far with this. And that concludes our power rankings for Gastrodon East, our second or one of our 2 NatDex divisions. I shall move on to the next recording because I have quite a lot to do still. Anyways, I thank you all very much for watching. Please let me know how wrong I was in the comments. Leave a like and all that stuff. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see you in the next one. Have a good one.